All right, let's talk about mindset. I know most of you guys don't want to hear about mindset because you don't think you have a mindset issue, but I would say 99% of people have a mindset issue. And you're typically the biggest reason why you're stuck and not getting anywhere. I said this before on Instagram that you could learn all the knowledge in the world from chat or a coach or wherever. You could read about it, Con Ed class, wherever you may get your knowledge from. But if you have that knowledge and your brain is still telling you a false belief, you then cannot use that knowledge and put it to good use. Does that make sense? Like, I had to think about this. You cannot use that knowledge and put it to good use if your brain is still roadblocking you from, let me give you an example. I can't charge that price point because I'm not worthy of that. If I had all the knowledge of how to market, how to sell, all different things, but I don't believe in me because my limiting belief in my head about why I'm not worth it, I won't sell. I won't have a company. Isn't that crazy? And so here's the problem that I see most often with providers. Providers go out and seek so much knowledge because this is what we were taught in school is the more knowledge the better, which is, fairly accurate, meaning that like the more knowledge, sure, like helps us treat better. However, school never taught us how to work on our mindset, how to go outside the box, how to become a coach, how to integrate things into someone's daily life, how to communicate to actual patients and other providers. It didn't teach us any of that. All it taught us is to be very good at what skill that we are trying to provide. And so this is where it becomes very frustrating for most providers because you are freaking amazing at what you do, but you don't know how to communicate it to the masses so that everyone knows about you. And you're like, I have all these skills, but no one wants it. So many people need our help, but we can't communicate that effectively. And so if you guys are really wanting to like insanely grow your business, then you have to change this. And I'm going to go over some misconceptions that I typically will hear from providers on what trips them up. I think this is going to be very helpful to know that maybe you're one of those providers that you feel like you're alone and you can't get over the hurdle. The first one I always hear is, I am taking money from people and I don't like that feeling. I'm a provider and I want to do this for free for them. Or I don't want to charge this amount because I feel salesy. That's the biggest one I could say I hear. And the reality is, if your mindset is already saying, I am taking someone's money and I am providing no value to them or little value, you've already lost because you are going to be salesy then. Instead, you have to shift the mindset to say, you know what? I'm not taking from them. They're investing in me. And then this brings up the point is where you have to have massive confidence in yourself that they give you money and in exchange, you give them the result. And when you can give them the result, then they'll pay you any amount of money. But most providers, even though they take in every Con Ed class, are not confident that they can get the result for that patient. So then they resort back to, well, I feel salesy. Of course you feel salesy because you don't believe in yourself. You don't believe in yourself that you can get that patient that result. I believe in you more than you believe in you. Right? And so that's the problem is my brain not thinking that I'm worthy enough, not thinking that I'm good enough. And so my solution, my brain says, is go take more Con Ed classes. But that puts me back in the hamster wheel. And that keeps me going on the wrong track. It doesn't get me anywhere. And then I become frustrated thinking, oh, it is me. I suck. I must be the worst person ever. But the reality is, it's not you. It's your brain, and it's not your fault. And it's you having a coach or having guidance of how to get over that, because you must get over that hurdle to then be able to get past you thinking that you are taking money from someone. You're not taking money at all from someone. They're investing in you so that they get something in return. That's the difference between taking and an investment. An investment is they're getting something in return, and it should be 2 or 3x the value that you're putting out. A actual you taking from them is like literally a sleazy like salesperson. It'd be like, hey, pay me $2,000, I'm going to solve your leakage problem, and then you not show up for a call. That's salesy. That's sleazy. That's a true salesman, because you just took money from someone and you didn't deliver at all on what you said you're going to deliver. Okay? That's what we don't want. So I'd say that's one of the biggest mindset shifts that has to happen, is that they're investing, you're not taking. That's number one. Number two, I can say the biggest mindset hack that has truly transformed both of my companies has been investing in myself. Number one thing, hands down. What I hear a lot is, Kelly, I don't have time. And many of you guys have probably said that. I don't have time. I'm so overwhelmed. I have so much on my to-do list. How am I supposed to get through this? Okay. Mind you, I did run 2 7-figure companies at the same time and started it, bootlegged it. I didn't have any investors. I didn't have any loans, nothing. It was strictly just me doing it all. Okay. I'm not saying someone should go do that, because it almost killed me. But I'm saying anything is possible. Okay. My point is, anything is possible. And you have to have energy. You have to have energy. So the easiest, not the easiest, I should say, the number one hack to this is you changing here and switching on a light bulb. And this probably took me 7 years of entrepreneurship, 7 years to figure this one out. That I kind of knew it, but I didn't really understand it. That by you taking care of yourself will actually get your time back, will actually give you clarity, will decrease your overwhelm. Here's the deal, guys. Many people that say they don't have enough time are the people that are probably spending an hour or so on Instagram. Many people that say, I'm overwhelmed, it's because they're just spinning their wheels and they haven't even had a chance to think. They have no systems. They haven't audited what they're doing at all. And so, of course, they're overwhelmed because everything's in their head. They don't even have anything written out. But it's very solvable. It's so solvable. Number one, you need systems, which I help with. Number two, you need clarity on where you want to go. And then, we can get you there, but you just need clarity on where you're going to go. And you need energy. And energy is the thing that is going to make you be able to do the hard thing every single day. So when I'm tired, when I'm overwhelmed, if I had zero energy, do you think I would solve those 2 problems? No, you know what I would do? Probably resort to Instagram and just scroll on Instagram. And some of you guys probably do this. Just scroll on Instagram and think, okay, this is great. I'll just look at what everyone else is doing. You know how much time that wastes? You know how much energy that wastes? Well, we think we need it because our brains are like, I need a break. No, your brain just needs organization so you stay focused to do the thing that's going to move you forward. Because that time right there is the time that I need for you to get back, to decrease your overwhelm. Because now you just scroll on Instagram for an hour, you're now even more overwhelmed because now you think you have less time. And it's like this whole cycle. It's just a whole cycle. But what it comes down to is my mind. Is my mind being able to say, you know what? I'm going to actually shift and pivot and be like, you know what? I'm going to give to myself today. I'm going to build my energy today. And how I do that is through movement. There's only 2 things that give you energy. Tony Robbins taught me this, and I think it's very true. Number one is movement, like physical exercise, movement. And for me, I used to not even have time for that. I think, oh, I'm just sitting. So like I was sitting and drinking tea and like that counted for me because I was so freaking stressed out. But what I realized is that wasn't actually the thing. The thing that really helped me is actually movement, whether or not that's a walk, whether or not that's a Pilates class, whether or not that's weightlifting, whatever level you can do. Some of us with our hormones, we can't do those high intensity hit workouts. That's okay. Okay. The next thing he said was singing. I was like, singing? I actually love singing. Singing the that vibration, that right there calms the nervous system, calms the vagus nerve, which comes down through here, okay, and builds energy. What another hack I also found was this is why a lot of these speakers backstage, they jump on a trampoline. Have you guys seen that for like 2 minutes? Go do that for 2 minutes. If you have low energy, go jump on the freaking trampoline. And you're going to be like, holy crap, like that was freaking fun. It like brings you back to being a child and just like letting go, and you got movement everywhere. It's awesome. Go do that. And you'll get off that trampoline even after 2 minutes and you'll be like, wow, I actually have clarity. I'm not as stressed as I was, or I'm not as overwhelmed as I was. After 2 minutes, you didn't have to do much. So, working and improving on our mindset is like literally the biggest business hack. And like, I'll give you another example. I don't have time. I am queen of this one. I don't have time to take care of myself because I got to take care of all the other people that I'm responsible for. Guilty. 100% guilty. The reality was, every single day that went by, I just became more and more resentful of the businesses because I was taking care of everyone else, giving them my energy, and I was giving nothing back to myself. And I like tricked myself because I was like sitting on my porch for 10 minutes drinking hot tea or hot water, thinking that's my time. But I wasn't giving to myself. I wasn't nourishing my body. I wasn't, I was eating, but like, and I don't eat bad, but like I wasn't really eating that much. And I was just going. And my body was just like, I hate you. Like it really was. And when my body is saying that, how can you show up and be nice to people? How can you show up and give your team, both teams, the full effort that you need to? How can you show up and take care of a problem when you have no energy and you just want to like yell at everyone because you're so pissed off because you gave all your energy away and you just feel like everyone's taking from you? Not to mention like people actually stealing from you and taking from you, and like the real things that happen in business. Like if you haven't been stolen from, then you haven't had a business, I would say. Okay. If you haven't been shit on, you haven't had a business. That's just how this works. So I expect people to take from me, but I have to have energy now to handle that. Okay. And it just is what it is. I'm okay with it now. Um, and so it all comes down to mindset. And for me to switch my mindset, I was such in a freaking rut because I was in a place I absolutely hated, like absolutely hated. And I could not switch my mindset until I literally switched my environment completely. That's how ingrained it was for me. And some of you guys, that may be a thing. Some of you guys, it may be you got to get rid of your spouse to change. And I'm not kidding. Not that I want any divorces to happen, but some of you guys, that might be the case. Some of you guys, it might be you got to give up some task and let other people do it. Some of you guys, it might be you got to get rid of an employee because they're driving you freaking nuts and taking up all your headspace. I recognize that too. If an employee is constantly on your mind and you're thinking about them, then that means they got to go because they're taking up too much headspace here and it's just going to overwhelm the crap out of you. Okay? Um you got to set your environment up for success. For me, it was here in California. I had to bring myself to California so I could feel peace and I could be in a place I absolutely loved. And that was like bringing me energy. Virginia was not bringing me any energy. California, just the vibe, the weather, the people, it's bringing me a lot of energy. So in return, that goes to my business, which means I can give more to the business and more to other people, including myself. And the more that I develop myself, the more I can give to people. And as you do different levels, then you have to keep leveling up what is required to give to people. And that doesn't mean if you have employees, because this is another mindset shift. I can't tell you, this is actually another big one that I hear all the time. Kelly, I don't want to hire. I'm good as a solo entrepreneur. I'm good. I believe no one is good as a solo entrepreneur. I'm just being honest. Because the second maybe you get pregnant, the second something happens to your family member, the second something happens to you, God forbid, like your health goes down the drain, you don't have a business. You got a massive liability. Because now you have these people that need to be served, they can't be served. You may have to pay rent. You may have to do all these other things. And like, that's not like you can't keep up because your health just went down the drain. So you got to think about this, guys. You got to think about it. So you got to get your mindset to be like, no, I actually do need to hire because it's taking things to the next level. So then I can actually have the time that I said I want and the revenue that I want. Most people say they want the time and the revenue and think, well, I'll just stay solo because that's how it's going to work best. But the reality is that's not how you gain time or revenue to the extent that you want it. It's not it. So hiring is key, but that's a limiting belief because I would say, to be honest, I had to overcome this. I had to overcome that objection. It took me 9 months to hire, and I'm a quick mover. And the reason why is because I could never afford myself. No one ever paid me above $85,000. So I'm going to give someone $85,000 and I'm $230K in student loan debt? How was that even possible? I couldn't even fathom that. But I did that. And I did that actually for 3 full-time providers and 2 part-timers. Like, that's insane. It's a lot of money going out the door. But it's an investment to then get a return because that's how many patients we had. Okay? So you just got to watch your beliefs because the beliefs is the reason why you're stuck. The beliefs is the reason why you need a coach because a coach is going to get you unstuck, whether or not you think you have a belief issue or not. Every single person has it. And at different levels, people will have different belief issues. So I would say if you guys are struggling, please text me 703 783 2388. Text me. I'd be happy to get you unstuck and let's get the freaking ball rolling and stop getting in your head and staying in your head. All right, guys. Bye bye.